Great things are happening in New Britain, from developments large and small to beautification projects, community events, and much more. There's lots to share. And I hope that the guests I have on this show provide you with a perspective into our great city that you can't get anywhere else. Our first segment is titled What's Happening in City Hall, and I have quite a few meetings going on during the month of August that I'd like to inform all of you about. Our next council meeting is going to be on Wednesday, August 12th. Meetings are held in the City Council chamber on the second floor of City Hall. Public participation will begin promptly at 7 p.m. and the council meeting will start right after public participation has finished, or at 7:30, unless public participation lasts longer, then we'll go off that. There is only one council meeting during the month of August. We kind of get a little bit of a summer break. Only one council meeting in the month of August. And my monthly open office hours, as I stated before, will be on the road this month every Tuesday and Thursday in a different neighborhood. So you will see a flyer in your mailbox if we are having an event near you. Please feel free to come in and say hello and perhaps meet one of your neighbors. We have quite a few commission meetings. The Persons with Disabilities Commission meets on August 4th at 4:30 p.m. in room 305. The Board of Education will meet on August 10th at 6:30 p.m. in the central office building located right here in downtown. The Commission on Community and Neighborhood Development will meet August 13th at 6 p.m. in room 313. The Historic Preservation Commission meets on August 17th at 6:30 p.m. in room 313 of City Hall. The New Britain Commission on Animal Welfare meets August 18th at 6 p.m. in room 305. And the Zoning Board of Appeals will meet on August 20th at 6 o'clock in room 201. I do have a little bit of an update on many city projects that we have going on. There is a lot happening in town right now, in case you haven't noticed. On August 4th, we will be flipping the switch on our new solar panel array up at Shadow Meadow on the Water Department property. The city will be realizing millions and millions of dollars of energy cost savings over the next 20 years because of this solar farm that we have put up. Thank you to our partners in Solar City for being able to make this possible. In addition to this first project that's happening, we will be putting solar panels on eventually all of our school buildings, but we're starting off with just a few at Smith, Jefferson, and De Loretto, and then we'll be working on the rest of the schools down the road. But we are so excited to bring this green energy efficient project to the residents of New Britain to essentially have our water plant be powering itself. And that's a pretty, I'm very proud, very, very proud to have that come to our city. The majority of our historic walking tour signs have been installed. There's a few that are still getting put up, so bear with us if you see some empty shells. From little known facts to presidential visits, monuments, culture, and history, there's something from visitors and seasoned residents to learn at each stop. There's going to be 3 different loops. I know we've talked about this before. There's one centered around Little Poland, there's one centered around Walnut Hill Park, and one that comes around the downtown area. The project will be complete by the end of the summer, and we will be bringing to you historic walking tour dates, which you can find on our website, and hopefully I may be a tour guide for a few of them. So we'll certainly keep you posted on that, but until then, feel free to go check them out and learn a little something about your city. Work is underway for completing a new walking path at Stanley Quarter Park, and look for that to be completed later this year, probably in the fall sometime. We also received a $200,000 grant from the state's Department of Economic and Community Development's Brownfields program. That's to assess development opportunities along parcels near Connecticut Fast Track. We'll be using that money to finally demolish the old police station and to study the impact of new developments in that area down towards Bosco Drive and Bottletto Drive near the courthouse. The city has agreed to sell a parcel of land at the corner of North Street and Irwin Place to the Friendship Center to develop 12 units of permanent supportive housing. These will be apartments for those of us that are extremely needy in our community and that need somewhere to live. We're very happy to be partnering with the Friendship Center and with my task force of Building Hope Together with New Britain's Permanent Work Plan to End Homelessness to make sure that we are bringing additional housing units to those in our city that need somewhere to go. The sale of the Berkowitz building is now officially complete. We have turned the keys over to the developer, so look for renovations to begin with that starting in the fall sometime. And work is progressing downtown at Central Park. Take a drive by if you haven't seen it. The contractor is planning to have the new Court Street alignment open by the middle of August. So Court Street is being made into a two-way street now, and there will be a T-style intersection at Court and Main Streets. So they will continue working at the south end of Central Park and in front of TD Bank through the remainder of August. So please bear with us while we're doing quite a large amount of work in our central area, and I look forward to having a beautiful new Central Park to come when this work is all complete next year. New Britain has a proud industrial past with such iconic names as Stanley, Fafner, and Russell and Irwin. Preserving this rich history is the New Britain Industrial Museum, which recently moved from the second floor to the first floor of the CCSU ITBD building located at 185 Main Street. So we are here today to introduce you to their new space on the first floor, and welcome to the show Karen Hudkins, the director of the museum, who's going to tell us a little bit today about what the Industrial Museum has to offer, especially those of you watching who may not have heard of it. But I think all of you watching have had a relative, more than likely, that's worked at Stanley, Fafner, one or the other. I know both my grandparents worked at Fafner and Barry. Right. That's where they met and fell in love. It's like the perfect New Britain love story. Yeah. Sorry, Grandma, if you're watching this. I don't mean to embarrass you. But Karen, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for letting us come to this space and show off some of the museum. And we want to hear what you have to offer here, and for those of us watching that haven't been.
Thank you, Erin, Mayor Stewart, and thanks for and thanks for doing this here.
Yeah.
We are one of the undiscovered gems of New Britain. A lot of people don't know that we're here, don't know what we do, and we basically have represented in our collection 200 years of New Britain manufacturing and cultural history. Because New Britain really is an industrial culture. The community wouldn't have developed the way that it did if it hadn't been for the industry here or the industrialists.
We wouldn't have our nickname, the Hardware City,
exactly
if it weren't for them.
Right, exactly right. Frederick T. Stanley, brought the waterworks, brought the train here, helped get gas into the city, was really sort of a early mover and shaker.
Our first mayor.
Your first mayor, our first mayor, yes, exactly.
Right. Right.
And so, and that's what we do, and we represent, since we are in smaller space that is nice and new and bright and has high ceilings, we have reorganized the collection based on the 5 major industries that were established here.
Okay, and what are those?
Well, there was manufacturing machines and machine tools by New Britain Machines. So Gridleys and things, chucks made by Union Chuck.
Okay.
And currently solenoid valves are made by Skinner and by Peter Paul. So it's an industry that has carried forward into the 21st century.
On John Downey Drive now.
Exactly right, yes. And then it's hand tools. Woodworking tools by Stanley Works, which everybody knows, and then New Britain Machines made mechanics tools, which is good, and then Union Manufacturing also made planes. We have a Vogel Spirit Level on display that was literally made by a family in their garage, and then Stanley Works bought that patent from them, so that's another great story. And then it's ball bearings. The American ball bearing industry was established in New Britain in 1911 when Fafner started, which most people don't realize this was the first place in America that made ball bearings.
My family, we always joke because my grandfather worked at Fafner and he would give us all ball bearings. I think I have about 50 of them in my house. If you want a donation to your collection, I have them.
And people of an earlier age, when they played marbles and their family
would use the ball bearings as the big
and it would smash all the other marbles, and then you were disqualified from the game, right?
Absolutely.
You had an advantage, right?
Absolutely. But those started here in New Britain.
Exactly right, exactly right. And then builder's hardware, that's the thing that is most significant next to the tools that everybody knows. It's the doorknobs and the locks and the hinges made by Corbin, Russell and Irwin, and Stanley Works. And most of that hardware went into significant buildings across the country, and those buildings still have that hardware. So it's still in the Empire State Building. You can go to the Harry Beecher Stowe House. It's got a Rest-One lock on the front door.
Cool.
Out in California, they've still got it. So that's pretty cool.
That's neat. And we have the showcase in City Hall.
Yes.
So some of the pieces from the Industrial Museum are in a big, beautiful showcase outside of my office on the second floor of City Hall. And when we get visits from all of the students in the summer for the summer passport program, the first thing they look at is all the locks and the door handles. And they say, "That's pretty. Was that made here?" Yeah, that was made here in New Britain, which is a good way to tie into how the museum here, the Industrial
Yes.
Museum does a lot for our kids that come to visit too.
Yes, we are actually, well, the last industry is consumer goods.
Oh,
Coffee
sorry.
pots, that's okay. It's just a big one.
Coffee pots, blenders,
Blenders, yeah, refrigerators, stoves,
Yeah.
kettles. But yes, we are, for the second year, we are working with a passport program, and we really love this because it's not only opening the eyes of the kids, it's also opening the eyes of their parents.
It's true.
And last year, we gave them a sheet to teach them to be a New Britain detective, so they could recognize New Britain products wherever they went around the country.
Oh, cool.
This year, they're doing the ABCs of New Britain, which is great because it forces them to go and look at everything in the collection to check it off on the list. And
That's
that's been a
nice.
lot of fun. And the surprising thing is, we learned kids don't know what coffee pots are anymore. Because it's a curated
it's a
Dunkin' Donuts or this is what's great about working with the young and also cowboys. This whole cowboy and Indian thing.
Sure.
You know, we say who wears spurs. You know, cowboys wear spurs. Find the spurs. They don't know what we're talking about.
Oh, geez.
Because the world has changed. So
Yeah,
we learn a lot through this too.
That is true. Well, we have to teach all of our kids. Well, no, we don't want our kids drinking coffee. It stunts your growth.
No, yeah,
Trust
we
me.
don't. Exactly right.
I know.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, exactly. It's what happened to me. That's why
Me too, yeah.
I stand tall at 5'1" on a good
Right.
day. Oh my goodness. So you're in a new space now.
Yeah.
You're downsized a little bit, but you still have the ability to display all of the beautiful pieces that we have that you collect from folks that have donated
Yep.
to the museum. Go on, and tell us how you get pieces. How
Yeah.
do you acquire them?
Well, a couple of different ways. As companies go out of business, there's no way for them to keep the records.
Sure.
So employees will rescue them and give them to us. You know,
Nice.
magazines, objects that were made,
Cool.
scrapbooks, things on the wall. That Stanley Roll and Level company sign was actually on the wall at Stanley Roll and Level that became
That's
Stanley
neat.
Tool. And then people donate stuff to us, and they
Very
come in
nice.
all the time with things, either because they're downsizing or they have a collection and their kids don't want it and they're worried it's going to go in the dumpster. So
Sure.
we, the deal always was the local history room took the paper, we took the object, but we are also creating a paper archive because it helps us do research.
Nice.
And we work really closely with the local history room at the library.
That's great. And you're all mostly volunteers.
Yes, I'm the first paid staff person. That's one of the big things that has changed in the last 21 years is
Sure.
they decided that they needed a paid person to be in here every day.
Right.
But yes, all the rest of the staff are helpers or volunteers.
That's great, and most of them have roots in the
Yes,
community.
yep,
like
worked
I
for a
said.
factory.
Yep.
We've got somebody who worked at American Hardware, somebody who worked at
Oh,
Stanley
great.
Works. We have somebody who is an industrial arts teacher, so he brings that to the
Great.
table, which is really great. Yeah.
And which makes your visit to the Industrial Museum even more beneficial, learning from hands-on from people who have done it, who have been there before.
Yep.
So you've been doing this for 21 years. The Industrial
Yep.
Museum has been in operation. So what does the future hold?
Well, we are happy to be able to stay in the building. We're happy that CCSU found us space in the same building.
Yeah.
But ideally, what we've been working towards for a very long time is we really sort of need our own space. And
Yeah.
CCSU is aware of that. We've got a project going on right now where
Yeah.
we got a matching grant from the Connecticut Trust to do an engineering assessment of the Hatch building to see how much it would cost to renovate that. If it's something that we feel
Fingers crossed.
with lots of community support that we can take
Right.
on, we'll do it. If not, there are a couple of other opportunities in town that we might be able to. But now's the time. The state and everybody's
Yeah.
very invested in creating
great.
tourism destinations along the busway, and we think we could help with that and help drive a resurgence in downtown.
It would be wonderful.
Yeah,
It would be
be.
wonderful. So what are your, I know, fingers crossed, say a prayer, everybody
We're going to
watching.
need everybody's help.
Yes.
In a number of ways.
Right. So now, what are your hours of operation for those watching that might want to
All
come
right,
and
we
visit?
are open Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays from 2 to 5.
Okay.
Wednesdays from noon to 5, and Saturdays from 10 to 4.
Saturdays from 10 to 4.
10
Sound
to
like
4.
they work for most people.
Yes, because we did that. We've only been open on Saturdays for 2 years
That's
because I
right.
realized we're a museum about people who work, but if you have a job, you can't get here.
This is true.
And then we're closed Sundays, Mondays, and most major holidays. And if the CCSU building closes because of weather or something like that, or
You're
they're
closed
closed
too.
because it's Christmas Day, we're closed too. So.
Sure.
So,
and do you have a website or anything that people can go to check out?
Yes, we do. Thank you.
You're
It's our website is nbindustrial.org.
nbindustrial.org.
And we have a Facebook page.
Facebook, oh yeah.
Which is just New Britain Industrial Museum, which is a lot of fun because we post a lot of things that we find in our collection or stories, or somebody walks through the door with some great item, we post it. Today I just
Awesome.
posted letters we found that were written to Stanley Works during World War I.
That is so neat.
So, which is pretty cool.
Karen, thank you so much for allowing us to be on the show today and for allowing us to do this in your beautiful space. I want to encourage everybody out there, if you haven't visited the Industrial Museum, to pay them a visit. Karen's here. She'll give you a private tour.
Yep.
Just say you saw the show.
Yeah, exactly right.
And check them out. Go on Facebook, on their website, come in and check it out. Karen loves visitors.
It's the stories. Yeah.
Right. So thank you so much.
Thank you for coming
Yes,
and having this here. We appreciate it.
We look forward to visiting again.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm standing over in front of the domestic section at the New Britain Industrial Museum to give you all a look behind me at some of the items that were made in some of the factories right here in New Britain. If you come pay the New Britain Industrial Museum a visit, you can check these out for yourself. But before we close for today, there's quite a few events happening during the month of August that I would like to share with all of you. A reminder that our free summer music series at the Darius Miller Music Shell at Walnut Hill Park continues every Monday and Wednesday night from 7 p.m. until 9, and those go all the way through August 31st, so come hang out at a concert with us one night. For the parents who are watching, a reminder that there's still time for your child to participate in the Summer Learning Passport Program. One of the stops is right here at the Industrial Museum. Another one is at my office in City Hall. There are prizes for the students who will complete the program and return them to school. They come with a Summer Learning Passport booklet. If you don't have one, you can contact the Board of Education to get one at 827-2200. On August 7th from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m., we encourage you to visit the Family Worship Center at 1850 Stanley Street for the second annual Kids Fair. There's going to be free backpack giveaways, free hot dogs, a bouncy house, a puppet show, and lots of other entertainment if you're looking for somewhere to bring the kids from 5:30 to 8:30 on August 7th. Also on August 7th, there's going to be a California wine tasting event at the Belvedere Restaurant and Cafe on Broad Street from 6 to 8 p.m. Tickets are $20, and they all go to benefit the Polish American Council Scholarship. On August 14th, the New Britain Museum of American Art will have its very popular After Dark event. This is a 21-plus market party. That's the theme. It will feature music, a comedy show, food, an art auction, and many other activities. Tickets are $20 for members and $25 for non-members. For more information, you can contact the museum at 229-0257. There's a pop-up market also going on at the Museum of American Art on Saturday, August 22nd. That goes from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. There'll be drawing demonstrations from the New Britain Art League, a cupcake truck, art that will be for sale. Local food vendors such as Urban Oaks will be there. We encourage you to come out. The 35th Annual Dożynki Festival, a celebration of Polish heritage, culture, and food, takes place August 22nd and 23rd at Falcon Field. That's located at 721 Farmington Avenue. Admission is free and parking is $5. It runs from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. on Saturday and from noon to 10 p.m. on Sunday. There's going to be a St. Thomas Aquinas reunion. It's an all-class reunion that takes place on Saturday, August 22nd at the Quartet Club. For more information, you can contact Gary Naples, and he can be reached at 860-280-7956. The first day of school, can you believe it? The first day of school is here. That is on August 31st. New Britain will have its first day of school. Orientation for kindergarten students takes place on August 24th through the 27th. August 20th will be orientation for our 6th graders, and August 18th will be orientation for our 9th graders. So here's to a great, happy, and healthy school year for all of our kids, and teachers and principals too. On the evening of August 27th, there's going to be a neighborhood barbecue at my new campaign headquarters located at 456 East Street. We'll do that from 5 o'clock on. Hope to see you there. We'll invite the neighborhood to come out and attend and meet your new neighbor, me. I'd like to take a second to wish also Catherine, also known as Auntie Kay Spano, a very, very happy 90th birthday. Auntie Kay, thank you so much for all you do to make our community better. For those of you who don't know Auntie Kay, she's not really my aunt. It's just what she's known as. She's also known as the mayor of Oak Street. The police substation on Oak Street is named after her. She celebrated her 90th birthday towards the end of July. She has been a staple in our community and has done so much for the North Oak area to help try to keep our streets safe. We thank you for all that you have done for us, and we wish you a beautiful, beautiful birthday and many, many more healthy years. Happy birthday. Also, I would like to give a heartfelt thank you to a former commissioner now, Cora Bradley. Cora Bradley served us on the Commission of Human Rights and Opportunities for 21 years. Cora is moving to South Carolina, so she will be retiring from her volunteer position on the Commission on Human Rights and Opportunities. Cora, we wish you so well in your new home in South Carolina. She's going back home where she was born and raised. Thank you so much for being a part of our New Britain community. We've appreciated all that you have done for us in those 21 years in the commission. And one more shout out goes to our Arts Commission Chairman, Stephen Hard, who was recently named chairman of the Central Region Tourism District through DECD with the state. Chairman Hard, congratulations. We know you'll do fabulous things for us up at the state, especially in promoting how much New Britain has to offer in terms of culture and tourism, like right here at the New Britain Industrial Museum. So I thank you all for watching, direct you to the bottom of the screen for our website, office number, and other ways to get more information regarding this show, and I hope to see you all back next month for another edition of Around New Britain with Mayor Stewart.